Hey everyone, I'm Avocado here, market stats commentator at Global Prime Forex. As you know, I'm always hard at work to deliver goodies of my own label and or pull strings for others to do the heavy lifting, as I might be lacking actually the coding skills. At the end of the day, it's for the same end result, which is to offer more and more value to those clients at Global Prime. So, in today's video, I carry good news for those that have wanted to replicate my currency indices chart here in Tradingview, but for some reason couldn't afford or didn't want to just simply pay the $25, I think it is, for a Pro Plus monthly subscription, which is what's required to gain access to the currency strength board as I'm presenting it to you every single day, and this is the one that I'm referring to. So essentially, you will notice that this blue line, for example, this is going to be the Aussie index, and the way that I achieve this index is through this formula, which unfortunately it's under the spreads category in Tradingview, and unless you have a Pro Plus account, you are going to be unable to actually replicate these lines in your own basic Tradingview chart. But as I said, today I have good news for you, because El Noelio, who happens to be one of our all-time stars in Discord, has developed an indicator. The name of it is all_props, and it can be found free of charge in the Tradingview platform. And let me just demonstrate how you can find it. So you're gonna keep clicking on indicators. You're gonna come to the search engine, and all you gotta do is type all_props. You're gonna be selecting this indicator, embedded on your chart, which I already have, and voila, just like magic, the currency indices are going to be displayed. The calculation is following the exact same logic as the one that I actually apply every single day. And notice that if I zoom out the chart, you got the labels on top, so you can make a very clear and quick distinction as to what color pertains to what currency. But this is not the only advantage or benefit of the indicator, because if you want to get actually more sophisticated, you can obviously show the main chart. Here we got the euro against the US dollar, and say that obviously you just want to be monitoring the performance of the euro index and the US dollar index in order to stay in tune with the aggregation of flows. So what you're going to do is you're going to click on settings, and you're going to untick all the currencies except the euro and the US dollar indices. You're going to click on OK, and you're just going to have to wait for a few seconds until the indicator gets updated. And voila, there you have it. Now you're only going to have in display the euro index and the US dollar index, but there is one little nuance that you have to be aware of, and that is, if you're going to be monitoring the euro against the US dollar, you do not want to be monitoring the actual US dollar index in its standard version, but rather the inverted version of it. And this is something that El Noelio has already taken note of it, and he mentions that if you actually want to have two instances running and combine them in the same indicator window to compare the base currency versus the inverted currency, that is actually possible. You will need to set one of the instances to only display base currency and the other one to only display the inverted quote currency. So let's do that, and let me give you a demonstration. So essentially what you got to do, first of all, if you want to be monitoring the euro US dollar, the way that I do it is, now in the very first indicator that has been applied to the chart, we are going to deselect the US dollar. That's the index that is off, and we don't want to actually use in this first instance of the indicator. We're just going to wait for the chart to be updated. There you have it. Now we only have the euro index, and we just have to follow the exact same steps that we did the first time around. So we're going to be typing all_props. We're going to be selecting the indicator once again. We have to let it load up to the chart first, into the chart. There we have it. On this third window, we have now a second replica of the indicator. We are going to now untick all the boxes except the US dollar, and we are going to click only display inverted quote currency, I believe. Let me just check that. Yep, there you have it, nail perfect. So what I'm going to be doing after I've added to the chart the inverted US dollar index is I'm going to be dragging this line into the second pane, and here you go. Now you have two currency indices that have been added to the very same pane, and you can match, you can have a much better visibility and understanding of the flows into your US dollar. So in order, by monitoring the euro index and at the same time the US dollar index. Now the last tip that I want to give you is, if you don't want this chart to look so compressed, you're gonna be right clicking and apply no scale full screen, and the same for, no, you don't need actually to do it for the euro index. Okay, so there you have it. Now we can have at full display both the euro index and the US dollar index as they are supposed to be positioned when monitoring the euro against the US dollar. Remember here, the euro US dollar, we got the quote currency being the US dollar. Therefore, we had to do this little, we had to actually do this little trick to apply a couple of indicators for it to actually calculate the inverted format of it. Okay, so hopefully you've enjoyed this video. It's another little goodie that I wanted to deliver to you guys, so that there are no restrictions, limitations, if you want to actually follow the exact same steps that I am adopting. I have all these concepts that I'm promoting, but I can understand at times there might be restrictions. So this is one more that gets to be now lifted, and you can we can circumvent this through this solution. So if you want to actually get your hands on this indicator, remember that this is a link that is going to be provided in the description box of this YouTube presentation. And Bob's your uncle. I hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you with more videos tomorrow. Cheers.